Hey, this is Brad Tipton coming at you. And the reason I'm shooting this quick video is because I know there's a lot of individuals out there who are experiencing difficulty in a couple of different areas. Number one, financially. Another area is in their health and their physical body, just not where it needs to be. And then in their personal relationships. And a lot of people have no idea what their purpose is in life. And so I don't think there's a reason why an individual should go even one more day if they don't know what their personal purpose is, their personal mission is. I don't think an individual should be have to go one more day without knowing specifically what that is. So I'm going to get that to you today. If an individual is suffering with some sort of a physical ailment, some sort of a emotional situation because of a personal relationship, or because of an economic or no money situation, today I want to give you the keys to completely be absolutely free today. Not tomorrow, next week, hoping, wish on a star. That's done. I talk to people all the time, 40 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, and you ask them, well, what is your purpose? "Well, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out." After 40 years, you should have that down. I'm not saying that it's bad or whatever. I'm just saying that don't go another day without knowing what your purpose is. And so I want to make sure we get that to you today. And if you're suffering with some sort of an illness in your body, some sort of an economic situation, or some sort of trouble in your personal relationship, and you just need that cleared up so you can have peace of mind, I want you to know today is the day that we're going to get that taken care of for you today. I was sitting at my kitchen table, and just to let you know, this type of training that I give to people, typically people, depending upon how I present it to them in person, or whether it's a group setting, or whether it's some sort of a conference, pay anywhere from $1,995 up to about $5,000 for this type of training. I want to get this to you for free. It's that important to me to get it to you for free, because who should go even another moment without knowing their purpose? Who should go another moment with their body hurting, some sort of a disease or illness where they say there's no cure, where they say you may have to take medication for the rest of your life? Forget that. Um, what about somebody who's suffering in a personal relationship? They either don't have the spouse or the mate that they want, or the boyfriend or girlfriend that they want. They don't have the relationship that they want with the opposite sex, or with their teenagers, or with their spouse. Forget that. Let's get that taken care of today. And what about somebody who's suffering economically? Maybe you just got laid off, or maybe you are working, but it doesn't pay all that you needed to pay. I want you to know today is the day I can get you answers regarding those things. And I want you to know right away that uh, my title is a life advancement strategist. So I give you this particular specific strategies on how to advance your life. But I want you to know that the way that I present things is from a Christian perspective. And so I just want you to know that going into this, but I want you to know that a lot of people say, okay, whether it be because of my body hurting, whether it be because of my relationship hurting, whether it be because of my money hurting, God, you've got my attention. I need to hear from you. But here's the other part. I have spoken with individuals who said, I'll ask them, well, what did God say about your situation, brother? And the person will say, I don't know. I asked, but I didn't hear anything. It's like, are you kidding me? This individual needs to know how to hear from God, because understand this: God is not the type of individual that you ask him a question and he ignores you. His desire is for you to prosper, to be healthy, to be whole, to be blessed, right? He's the one who blesses people. So if you asked him and you didn't hear from him, it's because I know the answer why. And I'm going to work you through that and get you to hearing from him today. Not later, not next week, not sometime by and by. Today, you're going to hear from him about your health, or your money, or your personal relationship, or your business, whatever it is, education, whatever it is, you're going to hear from him today. I guarantee it. So I just want you to know that going into it, and I'm excited about it today. So I've got my bottle of water here. I've got my notes here that I wrote at my kitchen table, and I've got my timer here to make sure that we don't go over time, because I realize that your time is valuable. So I want to make sure that I'm talking with you and sharing with you and giving to you all that I have. Now, we talked about personal purpose. I want you to know that at the end of this video series, at the bottom, there's a PDF. You can download that, work through that, and find your purpose today. So that's very serious. And leave me a comment. There's a spot at the top of this video where you can sign up for uh, my monthly newsletter, and there's a spot where you can leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Let me know. And if this information is good for somebody, if it's good to you and you think somebody might be able to use it, then forward it to them, tweet it to them, Facebook it to them, LinkedIn, whatever you got to do, email it. I'm hoping it'll be that valuable for you. So let's get in. Let me grab my notes and let's get into some specific things. Now, today I want you to know, by the end of today, you will know what your purpose and mission is in life. Guaranteed, for sure. I'm going to give you the step-by-step instructions. Now, regarding the situation or circumstance that you're facing in your body, in your money, or your personal relationship, I want you to know you are going to hear the voice of God speak to you today. Okay? Today. Uh, Let me see. And I'm going to give you the specific steps on how to do that. All right. So let me start off by something. I want you to be able to do what I'm just about to do. Somebody says, well, Brad, what do you do? I go, well, I'm a life advancement strategist. And this is what I do. I, uh, I inspire and I empower people and I teach and educate people. That's what I do. I give people and share with them the specific steps, the 1, 2, 3, the ABC steps and strategies, so that they can execute life from a place and in such a way that they get Jesus level results in their personal and private life, as well as in their public and vocational life, like at work. So that's what I do. I give people the specific steps. No games, no fooling around, no pie in the sky, the specific steps so that you can have success. That's what I do. I want you to be able to tell people what you do. I mean, not just like what your job is, but what you do as a person. And that's what I do. I train, develop, grow people. I give them the specific steps on how to execute life in such a way and from such a place they get Jesus level results in their personal and private life, as well as in their public and vocational life, like at work. So that's what I do. I want you to be that clear on what it is that what you do and what you're about. So we're going to get to that today. So let's talk about some things. We know the challenge that you're facing speaks to you. If it's like me, let me tell you what I mean. I remember days when I would go to bed at night, of course. I wake up the next morning, and the very first thing was on my mind. Before I kissed my spouse or said good morning or the dog bounced in the bed or got breakfast going, the first thing on my mind was how much I owed to people and how much I was unable to pay them. There were times where I was hurting in my body where I would rest all night, but as soon as I would wake up to get out of bed, ooh, that pain would hit me. And it would talk to me and let me know today's going to be another painful day. There was a time in my relationship where I was such a manipulative, terrible guy that it got on my own nerves. I didn't have the right relationships in my life. That's a difficult way to. These are the types of things that come to you early in the morning and all throughout the day and follow you throughout your day and go to bed. You go to bed with this kind of stuff. It's speaking to you all the time about how life is terrible. It's never going to be any better and that type of thing. I want you to know that conversation that comes to you is going to stop today. All right. So I'm really here to assist and help you just because I want to. So first thing, like I said, I come from a Christian perspective. So understand this. The big thing to really understand is that Jesus is the King of everything. The Bible says he's the King of kings. He's the Lord of lords. I want you to know that because he is a king, the Bible says he's the Prince of Peace. I want you to know because he is a king, he has a kingdom. All right. And because he has a kingdom, that's where he reigns. He says in the Bible in Ephesians chapter 1 that he has already blessed you with every spiritual blessing that you would ever need. And he's blessed you with it in the heavenly places where he is. The question is, how do I get these things from the heavenly place and into my life? From the heavenly place and get the relationship that I need. From the heavenly place and into my checkbook. From the heavenly place and into my health. How do you do that? That's what we're going to talk about today. The question, though, is you have to understand that when it comes to God, everything operates by faith. Now, not just faith, blind faith that people call it. I'm talking about faith in what he said to you about your situation. Faith in what Jesus said to you about your circumstance, faith in what he said to you about your circumstance or your challenge or your trial or your life or your business or your relationship or your money. We need to know what he's saying, not in general, but to you about it. And we have to understand that what we have faith for is those are called his promises to you. Like he promises help for you. He promises to supply all of your needs, exceeding abundantly above all you could ever ask for. He promises these things to you. The question is, how do I get the promise for my life? And how do I get this thing that I need from the heavenly place into my life? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to get started with that in the very next video. See you on the other side.